Well, hey guys, welcome back to our testing. So we've got an opponent here, and this is the first build I've done since you watched the last video. We had a bit of a tough time against a Django and Nines list, which was particularly tough, I think, for this particular deck. So I made some changes off the back of that. We also had a really good game against a Bay Snap combo, which is quite a strong deck. And so looks like here we're going up against something that's our classic control, if we can have classic in Destiny yet. And this is Vader Jabba. So this is really about whether, and he's playing Command Center, this is going to be about whether I can do enough damage quickly enough, because this deck has got a large potential for going quite fast with the mill. So let's see what we can hit here. If he hits lots of fast hands and starts chucking lots of cards from my hand, then that's going to end up being really painful. Now I like 3 of those. I'm going to put Mind Probe back. But one thing I really feel like I do want to do is get Holocron on the go. He's not going to do much damage, so Force Illusion isn't going to help. Going faster could be very helpful in this, and Datapad for resources is going to be good. Making him have to discard extra to reroll could be quite good. But I don't really want to keep 3 cards because I want to be seeing Holocrons and damage cards. So for that reason I am going to put that back. We'll take 3. There we go. Holocrons and damage cards, that's good. So let's see how this new build goes. So we rolled 3 to his 3 as well. Okay. 4 to his lots more than that. To his 7-ish. Yeah, you're not going to win this very frequently, actually, is what I'm finding. He has got the potential to go fast, but I don't think he's going to, so I don't think he's going to really be interested in doing any damage. Let's do that. Okay, right then, so first thing we'll do my bad. He picked mine. Right, so let's get a 4 speed out. Dark Presence, very good in this deck. I think I like here. If I had something to play out with Holocron, then I think I would. But I think I'm actually just going to go for some damage here. And we'll go with Vibroknife. And then we'll roll her in. Okay. That wasn't brilliant, but never mind. He doesn't get the Dark Presence off. Nope. Okay. I think at this stage I will take the 2 actions to speed it up a little bit. We will play out Sith Holocron so we get an extra die in the mix. And I will hit this. Oh, come on, dice! Not lots and lots. I think that data pad can go. Right, he hasn't rolled any damage there. I'm not super bothered or concerned with damage here, you know. Let's get this Royal Guard in. Ugh. Okay, he's playing New Orders. Great. We'll go 1. Damn it. That was a bit painful losing that. Okay, so we'll discard and re-roll. We'll keep that and we'll keep that, so we shall re-roll these. Ugh. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. How can you manage to do a... Ugh. He's going to have some removal here. Not a lot I can do about this. Well, that has been a pretty poor turn, I have to say. Can't get away with... Oh, big upgrade gone. I can't get away with not getting out very much damage here. This is a poor start. Okay, it's going to get better from now on, you watch. Right then. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We can make a power of force of 4 on this round, which isn't too bad. Plays no, it isn't. Play it. Well, he's paying 3. It's got to be the old blackmail. No, okay, wins. Oh, that's going to be painful. It's going to hit our power of force. Well, that's great, isn't it? That's so annoying. The first time in probably 8 games, I think maybe 9 games with this deck, that I thought, do you know what? We're actually going to get power of the force off, and it just gets friends in high places away. Oh, you gotta love this game sometimes. You just have to love this game sometimes. Let's you know what, let's just get the upgrades out. So I can go fast and claim. Here comes blackmail. No, vibro knucklers. Oh my, he wants to put some damage out. Ah, I wasn't really expecting that. Yeah. Let's see what you roll. Sheesh. Got the one up. Do I really want to get rid of a lightsaber? Oh, that's painful. I need to be putting damage out. I don't really want to get rid of removal, but do you know what? I might just have to. So let's do this and suck that up. I know I feel like I want to be getting Asajj off, but oh, another blank. If he gets the discards, it's going to be painful. He doesn't, but he's going to go for a reroll, surely. Oh! Right, he's got 2 discards, so I just need to play it out. I'm going to lose that, which is frustrating. Oh well. Never mind. Right, let's play out Asajj. Come on, something good. Oh, look at all the blanks and no damage. It's terrible. Okay. Yeah, this is painful. Right, I need to focus and 2 damage. Focus and 2 damage. That is not what I got. Dear me. Honestly, this rolling. Maybe I just didn't need to play out that force throw. Dang it. Lots of resources, take 2 shields, and just have a lot of things pass me by. Look at that. That's 4 potential damage there. Oh dear. Right, okay. These resources. Right, come on. Show us some things to play out. This could be one of those cases where I just get too much out of my hand. I just get too much damage out. Right, he's played fast hands. Okay, so we will pay 2 and play out the vibro knife here. And then we'll pay 2. No, we won't. Let's work this out because we want to get some value out of that. I can play out Lure of Power for 1 then, so that probably feels quite good. But let's get some dice in the pool. Let's get this in the pool. He's just checking. He's like, you haven't paid. I'm like, I'll start with 7. Ridiculous amount of resources. Right, let's roll this. What do we get? Oh, that'll do very nicely. That's a much better roll. Ah, Terrara Asajj. Okay. So we'll resolve specials. I've now got 4 actions, so we'll do this just to keep track of them. First action, I'll pay 1 and we'll get this out. Do I really need to be getting this out, or do I need to just go for the rerolls? Too late, done it now. Second action, pay 1 and we'll get Lure of Power out, I think. Third action, we will roll this guy in. And fourth action, I'll roll him in. I don't really care about shields at the moment because nobody's going to die. I need to get damage out fast, and that's better. That's 2, 3, 4. That's 5 damage, which is okay. We all discard the deflect. So, question is, do I just go for the max on this damage? He'd have done some removal if he could, because of, oh, let's, I mean, what's my max damage output here? I could get some, I could get 2s. So I'm going to re-roll 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's re-roll those because they could be focused to be used. Oh, okay, there isn't focus to be used. It's Special City. He's going to be able to focus into a lot of damage on Vader. Oh darn it, can hit 2 more resources as well, that's a bit painful. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. And then I'll be claiming. Unless he does. Yeah. Oh no. This is getting tight, guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to do enough damage, but we shall see. So I'll take a shield. Sheesh. Right. There's going to have to be a lot of damage coming in. Because we are getting really close. Oh, power of the force. Aye, aye, aye. And we've got mind probe. This might just be enough. Let's see what he does. Activate and discard. So I think the data pad is the one we want to get rid of there. Nothing super to worry about there, so let's go with this. Oh, it's fast handing that one, sure. Okay. And we will take this onto there. Just need some damage. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't put fast hands onto Jabba. That's where I feel it would be stronger if he could, but there you go. Okay. Do we just overwrite? He's got 5 cards, so we'll just overwrite for that mind probe. Because I need to get the damage out there. I could get it for free, but oh, it's getting so tight. I need to get this damage out. I don't really want to be re-rolling things. If I pay 4, I can still... Oh, do you know what? I think I'm just going to get rid of a 4-speed. Rather than overwrite the Vibraknife, because that's the damage. Yes, I know I could get it out for free, but I don't want to have to be discarding to re-roll. I just want to play stuff out. So we're going to do that. That's going to cost me 3. Oops. What is that? Oh! Ouch! He just bait and switched me for 2. Oh crikey! We've kept the one that could be quite powerful. That was a bit jammy. Don't know if we're going to get this off, but let's see. I don't think we can do the damage in time here. Is the difficulty? Just don't think there's going to be enough damage in the game. He's going to get rid of those 2. I can't really play this out now. Is the difficulty? Even if he claims. Oh my goodness. What a painful situation. Yeah, I haven't got a hope of getting enough damage out now. I couldn't get the damage in those early rounds. I couldn't roll it, couldn't see it. All the damage that we needed. I mean, we're going to be able to get a lot of damage off, but it's not the damage that we really need, frustratingly. Yeah, that's great to doubt that. That's taken 2 damage off, which is very nice. I think I will have to focus this. Actually, 3 for 1. Let's... I'll do this. That'll give me 2 actions. So now I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, No, it's only 5 damage, isn't it? But yeah, it kills him, which is the important thing. And then with my next action, oh, it's awful. I think I just need to claim. Yeah. Just have to leave all that damage out there. Crumbs, this is tight. I don't think I can do all that damage in time. I think there's just too much to do here. Okay. So, first things first, he's got no discard. Oh no, he has got the Vibronoccle discard, hasn't he? And the fast hands, that's nasty. Well, we will roll out Asajj because she pack in the heat. Not special. Has he got the removal? Probably. Yep. The False Illusion. Nice. Well, actually, that could bring about an intriguing situation. Because that's going to put him down to 5. Well, you've got 4 in hand, so. Now let's get rid of the. Let's see what he rolls. Right, we'll keep the Feel Your Anger. We'll get rid of the Manipulate. Just because Power of the Force could be so much damage. I think we'll activate him next. Take that. Because thankfully it hasn't rolled the discard. So we might be able to eke that out a bit more. Oh, more blanks. Still, that's one that has got 2. What's he got? Yes, the Force Illusion was particularly painful. It really was. I think we need good first rolls, and that's not what we've seen here. Very painfully, and that's the difficulty. If we're not seeing that, oh no, that's better, and we've got a focus. But I'm still gonna. I don't think I can discard. I can't discard 1. What have we got there? It's no. What's he going for? My big problem with this is I did get a lot of upgrades out, but I haven't seen anything that's really been spectacular in terms of damage. Right, so what can we go for? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5. So I will be able to turn 1 die into a 5. I'm gonna, I think, which means I need to do 10 damage, which I guess is vaguely possible with that. If I don't play anything, I've got 2 more rounds, providing he doesn't do any more discards. So if I think I just have to go for using this really. Set her to her 2 side. It's kind of all there really is to it, I think. Sadly I didn't hit the force speed, that would have been great. Yeah, okay, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 5 damage. But sadly, we did get the special. Maybe I should have just tried to get all the other things in first. But then he just starts using up his. I did get 1 extra, didn't I, for that resource on there? Right. Well, this is going to be good. GG. Okay. So I feel like I'm gonna finish up on the stream. Spoil the game. Right then. So that was one of those ones where I think I just couldn't maximise the damage early on. I think Jabba Vader is one of those. It's one of those tier 2 kind of decks where if you're not playing against it quite a bit, you're not necessarily used to the flow and how quick you need to be able to make sure that you're doing your damage. Now I did feel like, and maybe as I watch this back, it might be a little different, but I did feel like I was fit. Oh. Sorry, Fever PA is just saying, I've noticed that your deck building series, they've both been mono blue. They totally have. Are you typically a blue player? I suppose I do play quite a lot of blue type stuff. But I also love yellow, and I've played quite a few red builds recently as well, because I loved Unkar and Imperial Inspection and that kind of control-y deck. I just don't think control decks have quite got the power at the moment. But anyway, on this point, again, it was one of those ones where I felt like I just didn't roll out very much damage early on. And against that deck, you've got to get the damage out. And this is something I'm finding myself saying a few times now. This isn't getting the damage out that I thought it would do. Looking at these damage sides and what they are on the dice, I was expecting to see so much more damage coming out of this deck, I think. After the first couple of games that I played, where it really did seem like, I mean, the first round I played, I think I did 6 damage to Vader in a Vader-Raider matchup. And that was the very first sort of thing that I played with it. So I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit surprised that it's been, well, quite so sort of neutered with its muted, I should say, in its damage. It just doesn't seem to have put out the damage that I would really have expected it to, which is, it doesn't seem to make much sense when I know all the cards that we've got in here. So yeah, this has been a really interesting deck build to be working my way through, because it's one of those ones where, maybe it's just one of those ones where on paper this has looked much better than in reality it's ever going to actually be. But I mean, let's just take a look at our build and currently where it's at. And then we'll see whether. I mean, I was having a look at this last night and thinking, like, these are all like solid cards. Like we haven't got any bad cards in there. We've got some of the strongest blue cards in the game involved in this deck, and I'm a bit surprised that it's not getting more success. Maybe it's just a better deck against, I was going to say against this bigger character dice, but I just lost a Jabba Vader. I mean, it was starting to get a little bit tighter towards the end there. That was one of those games where I think one more round and I probably would have had him. But let's just have a look at this. So in terms of us getting our upgrades out, then I think that's potentially where we're a bit heavy. It Binds All Things has been really useful, but I think where It Binds All Things really gets really worth its money is when you're playing out things like lightsaber pikes or the lightsabers. I've actually only got one of each of those in there. Yes, it can help you get Mind Probe out without the holocron, but I mean, we want to do that on a very infrequent basis. Like, we're probably not making the most of our deck when that happens. However, we don't play a lot of expensive events. You know, pretty much all of our events are 1 or 0. So, and if you look at the upgrades that we have got a lot of cheap upgrades, and perhaps the difficulty is that we've got quite a lot of cheap upgrades, but they're not really doing anything. Like, they're not really impacting the game in the way that I want them to. And I think that's perhaps where the difficulty has come. I haven't got enough stuff. Considering this is meant to be a deck that is about dishing out the beats and doing the damage, I don't feel like we've got enough things that are managing to make that happen. I mean, the amount of times I've used Datapad for resources has been very, very few and far between. The majority of the time, my resources are coming from Asajj, or from the upgrades that I'm putting out on these guys, like the vibro knife, but we don't want to be using it for that. But that's running the cheap upgrades means that we can afford still to be paying for these things because it's a deck full of cheap upgrades. No, I feel like if we're a damage deck that's trying to win by damage, we've got way too many upgrades that aren't dishing out damage. Now, yes, the Force Speed, Holocron and Force Illusion are definitely powering up the power of the Force, but as we've seen, I really don't think, unless I maybe played it in one of the first 2 matches in part 1 of this stream, I just don't think that this power of the Force style build has really worked. And I'm playing games where I'm getting lots of upgrades out, but they're just not having the impact. It needs more of things like Mind Probes and lightsaber pikes, and it needs more of a ramp up to these more expensive cards to make the difference. I mean, looking at it, you've got like 3 powerful upgrades in terms of dishing out a large amount of damage. And there isn't a lot else extra. However, there is a lot of damage on our character dice, and I think that's where things like the Force Speed and the Sith Holocron really help, because they've got those focus sides on. And of course, Lure of Power really builds it up. It's fascinating. I still look at this, and apart from perhaps there's a bit of tweaking with another lightsaber or another lightsaber pike, I still feel like this should be better. And I'm a little surprised as to why. Maybe these data pads are just unnecessary. And of course, they're not helping with No Mercy. So if we were to add in, let's go with something like, let's double up on maybe another Mind Probe, I think, because it's such a great card and we can get it for free. And I'm actually going to go for another lightsaber pike, because lightsaber pike does make a character a big target. When you've got 3 fairly equal characters, you know, there's going to come a point where Asajj is dead and you've got maybe the 2 Royal Guards left, and one of those on a Royal Guard with a vibro knife around you're highly likely to hit that black side and get the damage off. And as I said, I don't feel like I've used Datapad for a lot of resources. And hey, we've got the It Binds All Things to make sure that the extra lightsaber pike or even that Mind Probe and a pinch is able to be played in. So this already feels a bit better. But perhaps what might be good, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we've got 8 removal cards in there. And then we've got a bit of control or mitigation in the Immobilize and the Force Illusion. So perhaps we could take out maybe one of those removal cards, 8 though. That feels like a good number. Because then, I mean, what do I take out? I mean, I'd probably take out, in this meta, I'd probably take out Feel Your Anger, which feels really silly when we've got Asajj and we've got Manipulate, we've got Overconfidence to reroll dice, we've got Immobilize to turn things to blanks. But there just doesn't seem to be much case of people leaving out blank dice on the field, and people are able to go fast and reroll quickly, and so it feels like it's hard to really make the most of Feel Your Anger. And Deflect, I really don't want to lose that. In the meta it's Palp and it's Poe, and getting rid of those is really good. So do you know what, let's be brave, let's take out a Feel Your Anger. And let's get out, let's chuck in another way of getting out some more damage. I feel like that's the Achilles heel of this deck. It can get a lot of damage off, and it isn't. Maybe actually all-ins would be good here. Because the thing with the all-in is, I think there's a lot of time and I'm not quite, you know, I feel like, oh, I've got to focus, and that's leaving those out there for them to deal with very easily, and that does feel very painful when that happens. So one all-in, or do I just go for a second No Mercy? No Mercy feels like a hard play in this deck, because how my characters get better in the game is through upgrades. No Mercy is great in a deck like Vader Raider, because the damage that's coming from Vader, you know, he's got such strong dice anyway, and with the 3-side as well. I mean, yeah, okay, we got the 2-side on our Royal Guard, we got the 2-side on Asajj, but we don't have a 3. We got a 1. And I think that the No Mercy, you know, when you've got a 3 dice, when you've got a 3 damage Vader chucking out a No Mercy for 4 cards and they're doing 7 damage, that does feel a lot stronger than doing a No Mercy for your whole hand and it does 5 damage. Yes, that's still a lot. And we have got Vibra Knife. I mean, maybe a Force Strike is the way to go with a deck like this. Well, perhaps we've got the Force Speeds. One of the things I really love with Force Speed is use the Force, but no, we just haven't got powerful enough character dice. I think that's the difficulty. We haven't got powerful enough character dice to, I mean, paying 1 for 3 damage is great. Paying 1 for 2 damage often doesn't feel that good, and to get the most out of it, of course, you need to be able to resolve all of your damage at once. That's what makes Bait and Switch so good. And Force Strike with a less powerful character, oh, I don't know. I think it might just be stronger. We have taken quite a lot of the grey cards out of this build now, to the point where we are actually back to pretty much all blues apart from those 2 Vibra Knives. So No Mercy suddenly really is looking like a better play here. Oh, I do like it. Yeah, it could make all the difference. Even though I know we're trying to get so much more damage out through having upgrades out, I think playing out another No Mercy is going to help us to push this damage through. Yes, it does make it a bit more expensive. We've already just made the deck more expensive by taking out some Econ and putting in 2 expensive cards. Maybe perhaps a Force Strike would be better. How many instances are there? There is a lot of modified sides in this deck. You know, there's the lightsaber pike, there's the modified side, there's on the lightsaber, there's modified on the Vibra Knife, there's modified on the Royal Guard. And there have been quite a few times where I feel like, oh, I've rolled out modified and I haven't been able to use it. So a 4-strike would be very helpful in that instance. I don't really have other big sides of anything else, so I'm feeling like that's probably about the only other one that's got other big sides that aren't damage on. So I don't think Now You Will Die is going to be helpful for us. I think we'll chuck in another No Mercy. And I think the way I have to start playing it is being a little... I just have to be more aggressive. I have to be more aggressive with discards. I have to be willing to chuck certain, some removal to maximise damage. And I think that's probably going to be the way to play this. Now, is there other cards that we could be putting in that's going to be stronger? Well, I think there is, but in terms of just not having enough poke in that last game, I think it was a really good example. I just didn't have enough of those big cards. I had the resources, I just didn't get the big cards in early enough. So I think let's have a try with this. And with all these cheap upgrades, they're all blue, they're all easy to chuck to a big No Mercy, or they're all able to get out and power up the power of the Force. So let's go with this. This is going to be our version 4. We'll see how this one does. I'll get into a game in the near future with it. But we're starting to have some early promising results. I'm starting to feel like we're having just a few... Like yesterday's games weren't great. The Bays Malbus one was good, but he didn't roll especially well in the second half of that game. He rolled amazing, obviously, in that first round. So I'm just starting to feel like, yeah, maybe there isn't legs to this deck after all, or maybe it needs to it needs some important overhauls that I need to sit down and make sort of bigger wholesale changes. So anyway, I'm going to save this, and then the next one I do will be me playing with this new version, and the deck build continues. So until next time, keep enjoying Destiny, guys.